May as well be doing it to Jesus. When a man kidnaps somebody, whatever the sin may be, he may as well be doing it unto the Lord, because we are made in the image and in the likeness of God. When I cut you down, when I go around people, maybe from this church to that church, I become a table bearer. You know what that is? I got a story for you. No matter who you are, no matter where I go, I got something to say about this one while I was over there. And when I go back over here, hey, I got something to say about. God says, put all of that away from us. It's a table bearer, and I'll tell you what. Gossiping, table bearing, when we cut each other down like that, we may as well be standing there and doing it to the Lord. You know what's going on when that's going on? I'm sitting here or you're sitting there, it doesn't matter, whoever it might be. I hope and pray that we're not doing it, and I don't believe we are. Thank God, I hope and pray we ain't. But when we begin to talk about our brothers or our sisters, that's all we have to do is sit there and talk about it, cut them down. You know, they do this, they believe that, I don't believe this, they are not do that, they need to be this way and worship this way. Hey, that's where the Lord, first of all, that's where the Lord said, let every man work out his own, let everyone work out their own salvation in fear and trembling of the Lord. Everybody's not going to worship God in the manner that I worship God. Everybody's not going to worship God in the way that I worship God. However, everybody that worships God, they will have one thing in common. They will worship God in spirit and in truth, or they will not be worshiping God at all. But when we cut each other down, guess what I'm doing? I'm breaking the commandment that God says. Thou shalt not. What is that commandment I'm breaking? Kill. You're killing my reputation. I'm killing your reputation. I'm killing you. Your good name. I'm dragging it through the mud. It only takes the mouth. It don't take me literally killing somebody as far as God's concerned. So we need, when we read the word, we need to understand what it's saying. Let me remind us, church, there are sicknesses, believe it or not, and or medications, believe it or not, that can be given to people that will mess up their whole mind, that will mess up their whole train of thought, that will mess up their whole way of thinking. A sickness can do it. A specific medication can do it. Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. We know. Let me say it first. I use myself. God forbid it has ever happened and we ever got any place like that, but I won't be able to get in trouble if I use me. So I'll use me. I get sick, let's say, God forbid. Some medication that has been given unto me, it doesn't seem to do too much at first, but, months go by. After a while, it begins to seem like it's affecting me. Brother Millard, he's not acting like himself. He's all depressed. He's way down in the dumps. I begin to say this, something like about this to the doctor, let's say. Doctor takes me off of that, but it takes a little while for that to leave my body, okay? Meanwhile, I'm still thinking all wrong, but a little time goes by, and I'm starting to get a little better. I still think wrong from time to time. I still have these thoughts every now and again that I shouldn't have. That's just a scenario. I get up one morning or one night, everybody's gone from the house. Let's say I grab me and I'm not saying that this is going to happen. Don't worry about it. I'm just using me as an example to give you and I an example. I catch everybody gone, or I go out to the garage. I'm alone wherever I'm at, and that feeling comes over me. The thoughts come over me. I'm still shaking off this sorry medication or this sickness, whichever one it might be. I grab me a rope, I put it all together, I put it around my neck, I get something to stand on, and I come to my right senses right there and then. Lord, what am I getting ready to do? What's going on here? Come to my right senses. Now, maybe me coming to my right senses, I'm trying to get down off of this now, but I stumble. The thing slips out from under me. I'm found dead. No murderer shall what? But see, I didn't plan to kill myself. Yeah, I was trying to get out of it. You understand what I'm saying? You may not understand that. I don't know. But see, there's sicknesses and there's things that are given to people that can cause them to do things that they wouldn't normally do. You ever hear? So, and all of that is to say this. Don't be so fast to start judging and condemning and talking about and putting down. I know all about no murderer is going to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now, remember, we could do it by just talking. The person comes out, he's come to his right frame of mind, he's trying his best to get off and get away from and out under from what came across him to do. He's come to his right mind, but he slips and it happens. Where was his heart? Was his heart right? I don't know. I don't know. Was he trying to get, you understand what I'm saying? God, don't lose confidence in God. Understand and know that God is your judge, not me. We are one another's keeper. The Bible reminds me of this. But I am not your judge. You are not mine. Yes, I can look into your life and see what you do and say, listen, brother, or listen, sister, what you're doing is wrong in the eyes of God. Now, you portray Christ, you proclaim Jesus, you say that you are this, but what you're doing goes against everything God stands for. Well, don't judge me. Aren't you the one that preached that I'm not judging you. I'm telling you what's right and what's wrong in the eyes of God. I'm doing the other part to where it's my job. I am your keeper. I am to remind the righteous that the righteous sin not. By doing so, if they turn from it, I save a whole lot of sadness, do I not? And so do you or anybody else. But having this confidence, Paul says, I know that I shall abide in... No, that's not it. Where was that? Chapter 1, verse 6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you, who has begun that good work? Well, Jesus Christ, of course. God the Father, you could say, through Jesus Christ, his Son, will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. But you know what, church? We have to let him. We have to let him. God's not going to make me serve him. He's not going to make you serve him either. He's not going to make you and I do anything while we are in this world, living in this world, although God will eventually make the whole world do one thing, and that's stand before him. Stand before him. Bow, look at him, and confess that he is Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, to the glory of God the Father. Now, Job, again, what was he doing when all of this evil seemed to just be turned loose on him? He was praying unto God. So no matter what you're doing, understand this, church. Nobody is above being tempted. Nobody is above trials, tribulation. It rains at my house, it's going to rain at your house. The sun shines at my house, it's going to shine at your house. Things happen at my house sometimes I have no control over. My garage has been broken into, I think, once. I had no control over that. They took a lot of stuff, yes. Well, Lord, I served you. Why? Well, a lot of people, that's the first thing they do. Lord, how could you let this happen? God allowed it to happen, but he wasn't in that whatsoever. He was, and believe me, whoever did whatever they did, they're going to pay for it one day. The same thing might happen to them in this walkway of life. I don't know. But you know what I did do? The good Lord gave me common sense. I installed a light above my garage that comes on every night, stays on all night, shows light. I put me a big old lock on my side door that I can go out the back door in the backyard, got that side door. They can't open that door no more. I close the fence, and when I'm not doing anything, I just wrap me a chain around my fence. Nobody has bothered me since. Nobody comes to my house, makes any problem or anything like that. But no matter where you live, you can live in Beverly Hills, and sooner or later, you're going to get something that takes place you don't want to be involved in. But theft, it's everywhere. Murder, it's everywhere. Drugs, it's everywhere. Kidnapping, it's everywhere. Rape, it's everywhere. No matter where you live. Eventually, most of us will see something like that, no matter if it, and I hope and pray we never have to go through it ourselves on a personal basis, but somehow or another, we're going to see that take place somewhere, because it just never stops. But it will stop one day when the Lord comes and puts a halt to everything. I put me a little lock on my fence. You can't just push it open, walk in my backyard, open up the garage door, and take everything. See, they do it when you're not home. They're going to watch your house. But see, it can't be done no more. God gave me common sense. I fixed everything. Haven't had a problem since. Thank you, Lord. But see, I could say, well, could I have not done this? I could have. I serve the Lord, and I have this confidence that he's not ever going to allow that to happen again. I can have all the faith in the world and talk the best talk you ever heard, but all of my faith without what? Works. Is what? Is dead. Is dead. Now, notice this. It makes me remember the end of Job when Paul says in verse 12, but I would, it's my will that you should understand, brethren, is what he's saying, that the things which happen unto me have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel. In other words, they have turned out. Everything that's happened to me, everything that I have been going through is turned out, or it will turn out for the furtherance of the gospel and the glory of Jesus Christ. In the end, even though Job lost his family, lost his cattle, and what he had left, his wife, even got to the position to say, listen, husband, listen, Job, honey, why don't you just curse God already and get it over with? Just curse him and die. Job could have done that, but he didn't. He stayed with the Lord, believed upon God, even though he had all kinds of thoughts going on in his mind. He's human. But in the end, what happened? Did God keep him and finish what he had started? Absolutely. Was it worth Job going through that to come that much closer to God? No doubt. In the end, guess what he got back? Everything he lost. Plus more. Plus more. Don't walk by sights. Oh my God, what's going on? Oh Lord, how could you let this happen? Why? Lord, I don't know why, don't understand why, but I'm going to do my best to cling unto you because I know you are the only one that can get me through this. I can't. Nobody I know can. The preacher can't. The bishop can't. The priest can't. My best friend can't. Turn your best friend into Jesus. He can. Getting ready to wrap it up. When everything that we go through, no matter what it seems like at that time, believe you me, let's remember what Paul just said. It's going to work out and turn out in a manner to where you are able to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to somebody. And sometimes, not sometimes, and it will also work out to the glory of God in some way or another. Let me make this my last statement, I believe. Never think that sometimes evil is not allowed upon a righteous man to get him where he needs to be in order, even if he's prisoned for a short while, to testify unto somebody that's maybe getting ready to die, has no hope whatsoever. Things can and do happen from time to time to get everybody in place to where this man or woman can hear the gospel. Now, we may or may not go through some ordeal that we don't want to. But when everything is said and done, a lot of times we'll think, will we not? We'll think back. You know, I didn't understand then, but I can understand it now. And I thank God that He gave me the grace to go through it. And because of all of this, believe it or not, there was a few people saved. Wasn't it worth it? It'd be worth it. As we stand.